I will be doing a quick tank review for the Soviet Tier 7 heavy tank, ZIS tank. This vehicle, it is quite the good Tier 7 heavy tank as it is relatively mobile enough, have thick enough armor, and a very good gun at this tier. The IS gun here, this 122mm gun, if you can get yourself to a good location where you can make use of this gun, you can easily rack up the damage with this gun. Let's get to the vehicle stats now. ZIS, when it is fully upgraded, it is good for the most part. Hit points, you have a lot of it. 1230 hit points. When you combine that with the armor, while using it effectively enough, you can ricochet a fair amount of damage before you are killed. This vehicle, as it is a heavy tank, it is quite heavy and it does not have a good camo rating, weighing about 47 tons when it is fully upgraded. That means, with the top engine of 700 horsepower, you will be mobile in this tank still, with the 15 horsepower to 1 ton ratio. That means, easily enough, when you're on flat terrain or going downhill, you can easily reach the 34-kilometer mark with the top engine being used. The hull traverse, it is quite good at 35 degrees. That means the vehicle can turn around quickly enough if it have to. The turret traverse, it is good still at 28 degrees. It could be better. The armor, it is good and it is bad. Out of the armor, for the most part, it is in the front where it is the thickest. The vehicle does have the traditional weak spots still, such as the lower plate, driver's port, capla, and etc. can be penetrated easily enough with a high-penning gun. One thing that I would like to point out is that the driver here, with a well-placed shot in the front hull part here, a high-penning gun hitting this part here can easily knock out the driver if you have an accurate and a high-penning gun. The armor in the front for the hull, it is angled a bit, so you have additional armor thickness when it comes to the front and the sides in the front here. The armor would be effectively be 120 millimeters plus, but most TL 7, 8, and 9 guns can penetrate the front armor easily enough. Side armor 90, rear 60. Turret, this is where the majority of the armor for it will be within the gun mantlet here. The armor for the front is 100 millimeters. It is thick still, but if you angle the cheeks and the side of the turret by a bit, you can ricochet rounds with this 100 millimeter of armor plus still. Side turret armor, it is 90, rear 90. Capla, if you have a very accurate gun, you can easily penetrate the capla here with a high penning gun that is accurate. The gun that I am using, it is a 122mm gun. This have all of the howitzer stats. Slow rate of fire with a okay rate of fire, pen being okay, damage output being high, accuracy and aiming time being not that good. But this howitzer here for the 122mm gun, if it does hit something, it's going to be doing a lot of damage, as in the 2 replays I will be showing you later. The gun depression, I forgot to mention it. The gun depression downward, it is 5 degrees downward. That is bad. People who have played heavies and mediums that have this gun depression problem will know what I am talking about. Gun elevation upward, it is good. 22 degrees. This means the IS, it is not a good hill fighter at all. The armor, as it is not that thick, the equipment members can be easily damaged, as well with the modules from a well-placed shot from the side as well from the front and side. The view range, it is okay, 350 meters. If you want to increase the view range even more, you can go with coated optics, binocular telescope, and perks to increase this even more. The radio on this tank, it is okay at 625 meters. Let's cover the research part of the vehicle now. The research for the vehicle. It's an easy tank to go through, especially if you have all of the equipment researched already on the KV-85 and have the guns unlocked that you are going to be using on the IS that are transferable from the medium line. One thing that I would like to point out is that the tracks, the first pair of tracks you can use still throughout the entire grind, as you can mount all of the equipment onto them still without going over the weight limit. But if you want to have a slightly better haul traverse, get the top pair of tracks, as the haul traverse changes from 32 to 35. The engines. You can use the first engine on this machine still, as you will be mobile enough still. But if you want to have a slightly better horsepower to ton ratio with a reduced chance of engine fire from 15 to 12, get the top engine. The 700 horsepower engine, you would have this unlocked already if you went down the TD line that uses it, the ISU 152 and the object. Radios. You will begin off with the 10RK radio. This radio, it is not that great nor bad, but if you want to have the best radio on this vehicle, you will have to research the top radio here, unless if you researched it already on a vehicle that uses it. The 12RT radio is the best radio that this vehicle have, so it is a improvement over the terrible 10RK radio. Get the top radio as fast as you can, so you can have a slightly better signal range in this tank. The turrets. You have two. The only difference between these two turrets are, besides for the slightly better hit points, view range, and better gun handling stats for the first three guns with the top turret, you have a worse turret traverse from 38 to 28. You will have to research the top turret anyways to mount the top guns and eventually get to the IS-3. The guns. If you just came from the KV-85, you will have the first 85mm gun unlocked already, as well with the first 122mm gun as well. If you went down the medium line, you will have the other two guns, the D5T85BM gun and the D10T gun unlocked already, as both of these guns are used on medium tanks. You will have to research the top 122mm gun on this vehicle. The first gun, it is not that great. When it comes to pen damage, accuracy, and aiming time, the only good thing about the first gun is the rate of fire. That changes a bit when you get to the second 85mm gun. For the decrease rate of fire that you do get from 12 to about 10 rounds per minute, the gun it is slightly a bit more accurate, it does a bit more damage and have slightly better pen. But the top gun that you will be using to get the necessary experience for the top turret is the 100mm gun. When you are first using the 85mm gun, you can use either of these two guns, the 85mm or the 100mm gun, to suit your preference. The 100mm gun, it is slightly better. Rate of fire is not that good. Accuracy of the gun, it is the same as the second 85mm gun. The aiming time, it is slightly better. But with the drawback for the rate of fire, you have better pen and damage output. So this 100mm gun, it is quite good. As long as you do not mind not having the rate of fire compared to the 85mm gun that it does have when you're beginning to grind this vehicle. Now, once you have the top turret unlocked, you will have this gun unlocked already, as you would have had researched this already on the KV-85. The top gun here, when you do get to research it and mount it, it is slightly better compared to the first 122mm gun. The only difference between these two guns is the rate of fire. First gun, 4 rounds per minute, but the second gun with the equipment, crew perks added on top of it, you can have about 5 rounds per minute with the top gun. The 122mm guns, in my experience, they are the easier gun to use, as you can do a lot more damage within a short amount of time due to the raw amount of alpha damage that these 122mm guns can do. Around 390 damage on average, with more damage on top of that from the HE, 530 damage if you can actually penetrate something that is thinly armored. Remember, HE, if it's fired from the 122mm gun and it hits something, you will be doing a bit of damage to the enemy tank still. The 85mm and the 100mm gun, they are good guns still. You can do a lot of damage with them within a match, but you will have to fire a lot more rounds in the match to equal the same amount of damage that you can potentially do with the 122mm gun. ZIS, when you do get to the vehicle, it is a very good heavy tank that have a lot of the same characteristic traits as the IS. It is mobile, have a good gun, and have quite the thick armor on it as well. To get to this vehicle, you will have to research about 77k experience points and about 2.5 million credits. Currently, it is on a discount right now. I will be covering the consumables, the ammo layout, the equipment, and how are you going to be using the IS tank. Let's begin off with the consumables. I would go with a first aid kit, a repair kit, because the crew members and the modules can be damaged easily enough, especially the vehicle getting ammo whack from the side, just like most Soviet vehicles can be ammo racked easily enough from a well-placed shot from the side, or from the front, wherever the ammo rack is. The driver, it can be knocked out easily enough, so having that first aid kit, it is quite important. Third item, manual fire extinguisher, to put out those engine fires. The third item, if you don't want to use the manual fire extinguisher, you can go with the combat rations for the effect it does offer you, or the large consumable kits for their permanent bonus when they are not being used. The large repair kit offers you a slightly better repair speed, while the first aid kit gives you a increased percent chance of not having your crew member being injured. This vehicle carries a good amount of ammo, 28 rounds, so for the most part you will not run out of ammo in this tank while you are using it in a match. The majority of the ammo I would be shooting out of this gun most of the time would be AP and APCR. AP can penetrate most targets easily enough if you know where to shoot at with it. APCR, I would only save this for the targets that you have a problem penning at with the AP round, or if you want to make sure your round it is going to be penetrating said vehicle. HE. I would have some HE on this vehicle just in case when I have to shoot at a semi-armored target such as a light tank, artillery, or just to reset cap. HE, remember, if it hits something from this gun, you will be doing a bit of damage with this gun still. APCR, it is not that pricey to use. 12 gold or 4,800 credits. Equipment, I went with the equipment to reduce my loading time and to improve my rate of fire by a bit. The large caliber tank gun rammer, it reduces my loading time by 10%, vents improve my crew and the tank performance by 5%, toolbox to get my repairs done faster. The other pieces of equipment that you can use, if you want to, is the wet ammo rack to reduce the chance of the vehicle getting ammo rack from a well-placed shot from the front or the side. Soviet vehicles have this problem, getting ammo rack a lot, especially the mediums from the side. The heavy spall liner, it's not that bad to use if you want to have that extra protection when it comes to ramming, explosion, and crew members from getting injured by 30%. The enhanced gunning drive is not that bad to use as it will improve your aiming time by a bit, by 10%. To increase your view range, you can go with coded optics or binocular telescope to suit your preference in this vehicle if you want to use either of these. Now, how are you going to be using the tank? As a Tier 7 vehicle, your matchmaking will be from Tier 7 to Tier 9 maximum. No matter what the matchmaking throws at you, you can do quite well in this vehicle as long as you play to its vehicle's strengths and weaknesses. Now, how are you going to play this heavy tank? The vehicle, it is primarily built to be a front-line brawler heavy tank. That means, if you want to do quite well in this vehicle, you have to get up close and personal to the enemy vehicle, or at least a safe distance away while being close enough to the enemy vehicle to get the necessary shots off. So this vehicle, it is quite good when you have to get up close and personal with the enemy vehicle, especially if you can make use of the 122mm gun when you're going up against vehicles that you can easily kill with this gun. As the raw alpha damage out of this gun, it is quite good for taking enemy vehicles out quickly enough if it have to when it's come to up close and personal fighting. When you're not top tier, two other roles the IS can fill easily enough. It is a support role and a flanking role. As the vehicle, it is mobile enough to fill both of those roles if it have to within a match. I have two replays to show you how well you can do in the IS tank. Let's go to those two replays now. This replay, I will show you how well you can do in the IS tank when you're playing it as a frontline brawler and as a support vehicle, whether you are top tier or not. This is a tier 8 match maximum. It doesn't matter what the matchmaking is, you can do well enough in the IS here. When you play this machine as a frontline brawler, as a support vehicle, and as a flanking heavy as well. As this vehicle, it is mobile still. That SU, I did not have a chance at hitting it. This is where I made the first mistake in this match. I got myself into a bad position. Well, that T20 can penetrate me easily enough. He is using the terrain there to increase the chance of him not getting hit. This is a perfect time to pause the replay to show you how easy it for the driver to be knocked out. ZT20, you see where the shell marks are in the front area there. With a high-pitting gun, the driver can be knocked out easily enough. Here I try to shoot out what is going to be poking out, but nothing came out. I know there's the T20 in the area. I rushed the shot there, missing the T20. Seeing the Skoda have the T20 handled, I begin to poke out. The black print there ricocheted a round off of me. You see where the round went to the right side of the driver's port. That is a good area where you can potentially get rounds to ricochet if the armor it is thick enough to ricochet the enemy round. This black prince, when I have a chance, I will shoot at it. The black prince there is potentially a one-shot for me if I have a high damage ball. I am being careful as I poke out, knowing there are the SU-100Y still in the area. Seeing the black prince there, I shot at it as it came out. I was falling back a bit to try to convince the Black Prince to come out. That plan worked quite well for me. This SU, I do not know if he is AFK or something, but I will take advantage of this to finish it off. So far, I am racking up a large amount of damage so far, for only doing 2 kills in this match so far. This VK here, I am leading my shot where it is going to be, with it trying to flank me. I lock onto the target and try to counter its flanking movement. This is where switching to a PCR would be a good idea, especially against this T29 here. Let's speed this up a bit. I rushed the shot there with the AP round and it ricocheted. I am falling back, trying to get the T29 to come out. This is where I switched for the APCR round. I got a good damage roll on the vehicle there, about 440 for damage. The T29 there punched my ticket and killing me in the process. This replay I did quite well for playing as a frontline brawler tank. For these 3 kills, I did a lot of damage within this match. I did about 3000 damage for not being a top tier heavy tank within this this match for the 3 kills that I got. Let's go to the second replay now. This replay, I will show you how well you can do in this machine when you are not exactly top tier. This is a tier 8 match to show you the damage potential in this machine if you know what you are doing in the IS tank. I am heading to the 1-2 line to get myself into a position where I can make use of this gun, knowing I will encounter vehicles that I can damage easily enough with this big 122mm gun. Now I am at a good spot here. I am using the terrain here to my advantage. I got a good roll there on that Panzer. That French Sherman ricocheted off of me. Hello! Hello, Sherman! I hope you like this shell for you. Seeing the Cromwell, I am retreating backwards. The Cromwell there, it ricocheted off of either the turrets just by angling a bit, or off of the hull, as the hull armor at this tier when facing off against the Cromwell, it is quite the effective angled armor against tier 6's still. I poke out again, being very careful as I do so. I rushed the shot for the Panther, missed. Me and my team on this front, we are in a bit of a bad situation. If the one line falls for us, they can easily flank us. By now I am holding this front here. This friend Sherman chill to say hello again, and I send back another friendly message. It seems this Panther is very insistent, is persistent that he wants to come over and say hello. Now, I am a one-shot for a lot of these vehicles. Seeing the one line is it's in danger of being flanked by the enemy tank. I try to get one more shot on the T-34. I missed that shot, seeing we are flanked. I begin to turn around. I switch to a PTR now to make sure my movement will be penning the Tiger Hill. That was still a high roll for damage. I am trying to aim at the side of the Tiger there, but the gun have a faster loading time than me, so he finished me off. This replay for not being a top tier vehicle, I did well enough still when it came to damage on my team. I did about 2,300 damage. Let's go to the garage now to do a brief recap on this vehicle. Let's do a brief recap on the IS. This vehicle, it is quite mobile enough so you can get to the necessary spots to hold the line if you have to. The armor, it is relatively good, but with a well-placed high penning gun, it can easily damage the crew members and the modules from the front and side. The crew member, the driver here, can be knocked out easily enough, so be careful about that. The gun itself, if you can get yourself to a good location quickly enough, or can shoot at a vehicle weaker spot that you can pen easily enough with this gun, you can easily kill them quickly enough with the rate of fire and the high damage rolls if RNG is on your side while you are using this gun. This vehicle, you can do quite well in it if you play it as a front-line brawler vehicle. But you can do quite well still if you are playing it as a support vehicle or as a flanking vehicle as well. This tank, it is not that bad nor good for a tier 7 heavy tank, it is just average. Overall, the IS tank, it is quite the fun tier 7 heavy tank to use still. Even after you have fully researched the vehicle and move on to the next vehicle. The IS tank, as long as you play to its strengths and weaknesses, you can do quite well in this machine. I hope that you learn a thing or two about the IS tank and how to use it properly. If you like this video, leave a like, a comment, and even follow my channel as well. Good luck on the battlefield, everyone.